Hey you guys, today has been a little crazy. So I don't think I'm late though. I think I'm right on time. We're gonna just kind of give it a minute to get some people on here. What you're seeing here is, look at my hair. That's funny. I wonder how long it'll stay like that. This is, I have not showered yet today. Hi Allison. I have not brushed my teeth. I have not an ounce of makeup, but I did just get my nails done. Do you guys like those? They're my natural. Like, this is like pearly white and like a rose gold. My hair is just gonna stay like this, isn't it? It's like waterfall. It's like the epitome of waterfall bun. I have a really good topic for today, so we're just gonna give it another minute. How's your guys' Friday going? My husband and I are going out on like a proper date tonight. Proper date. We are going to this quaint little cottage restaurant, and then we're going out for froyo. Love my froyo. I'll post pictures of it so you guys can see what I got. Okay, let's go ahead and just get started. So what I posted that I'm talking about today is motivation, and so many of you guys responded with comments that you're kind of struggling with the same thing or have struggled with. And isn't that so funny, because it's springtime. Brush my teeth before, yeah, I didn't brush my teeth today. That's funny. Yeah, I really should, but I didn't. It's springtime. You would think we would never be more motivated than now, right? To stay on our diets and get our workouts in. So let me kind of tell you what went on with me this week and how, kind of what I did, because now I'm feeling great. So first of all, if you guys remember, I don't know how many of you guys tuned in last week, but if you know my story, I was dieting down for my trip to the UK, and that came and went, and it was amazing. And I was prepared mentally for a little bit of a slump, kind of. That kind of happens when, you know, I think happens to all of us when you're excited about something and something comes and then goes and you're kind of like, oh, now what, you know? But I still have goals that I'm working towards. I still want to get a little bit leaner, get my summer bod, if you will. So, but I was kind of really, ever since my trip, I've been kind of like, bleh, you know? But this week I had a little bit of a womanly kink thrown in. So if you're a boy, get off and close your ears, okay? No boys can listen for a minute. So I've had an IUD for like 8.5 years, not the same one, don't worry, I switched it out. But I got it out this week. No, I got it out a week ago. I'm not trying to have a baby, don't worry. Oh my gosh, that would be nuts. So I got it out, and I had my first like real period in like 10 years, and it was crazy. I just felt like down, and I felt like kind of sad and just kind of like super blah. I was really munchy. I found myself always wanting to pick in, you know, all those BLTs that we're tempted with. I wanted to pick off, oh, the quesadilla bites. Man, those were calling my name. I wanted to pick off my kids' plates. I was not giving it my all in my workouts. I was pushing hard, but sorry, someone just called me. I don't know what that looked like on your guys' end. My phone just rang, but I declined it for you guys because you guys are more special. But now I'm plugging my phone in because I'm afraid it's gonna die. Okay, so let me get it to stand right here. Okay, back. I was very much just like, oh, how many more sets? How many more exercises? Am I done yet? How many more minutes, etc.? I was just really not feeling it. So I knew something had to change because I still had goals I was trying to reach, and I could not let this get to me. I had to figure something out. So I did a lot of thinking, and I did a lot of things that I tell my clients to do. So first thing I thought about was, okay, where am I struggling? So when you're struggling, I want you to think about, okay, where is your trigger time? So for me, I was getting home from work and wanting to snack on foods. So this is kind of silly, but something that happens at my house is my kids have cereal in the morning, and my youngest does not like milk on it. And she eats Honey Bunches of Oats, and Honey Bunches of Oats are like amazing, right? Especially the bunches. The bunches are so good. So I would get home from work and I would start picking in her bunches, right? So first step was, okay, that's my hard time, and I felt like that kind of set me off for the rest of the day. Once I started picking in the bunches, then I started kind of picking at everything. And I really felt like if I could get control of the honey bunches, then I could be better. So I made a point to, before I left for work, I poured her leftover cereal back in the box and put it in the pantry. Very simple thing to do, right? But before, I was just feeling like I was too busy and I just didn't do it. So put it back in the pantry. So then I would get home from work and there'd be nothing on the counter. So in addition to a clean kitchen, there were no yummy Honey Bunches just staring at me in the face. So that helped right there. Second of all, I knew I had goals, but my goals didn't have a timeline anymore. So before, it was like, okay, I want to get to this point before May 1st or whatever it was. I had FitCon, and then I had my trip to the UK that were kind of like my goal times. So that was kind of what I was going on before. But then I was like, well, I still have these goals, but I don't really care when I reach them, which in a way is kind of nice, because I've been posting about how my goals don't have a deadline this time, which I actually really like, because sometimes when you have a deadline, you think, oh, I'm only keeping up these healthy habits until I get to here, and then it's really easy to let them go out the window, right? So I liked that they didn't have a deadline, but it was also kind of hard because it was easy to justify things here and there. So what I did was I looked at my goal. I was like, okay, I want to be, I think I told you guys last week, I get measured by calipers, which I don't want to go into that, like how you get body fat measures or if you should track it, because I have different opinions about that. But I wanted to get down to 12% on my coach's body fat calipers, okay? I was at 15%, so I broke it down. I was like, okay, I'm going to try and do 1% every 2 weeks, okay? So that would mean I would get to my goal by July 1st, because that's 6 weeks away. And I've already been dieting or working on a fat loss goal for about 8 weeks, so I knew I didn't really want to go much longer than 6 more weeks. So I thought that was a good goal. Okay, 6 more weeks. So I broke it down. Okay, I want to lose. So for me, that works out to about 1 pound every 2 weeks, which sounds so slow, but for me and my body, that's kind of where I'm at. Losing about a ½ pound a week is actually quite fast, and that will take me 100% dedication and work to lose a ½ pound a week. I won't be able to slack off much at all. So once I just sat down and broke my big goal into smaller chunks, it kind of lit a fire under my butt again and made me more motivated. And honestly, I know it sounds simple, but my mind has been different ever since. It was like all I needed was just to really refocus, look at the calendar, think about it, think, okay, how long have I been working on this fat loss goal? How much longer do I really want to go? I don't really want to diet through the summer. I've dieted through the summer like the last 5 years because I've been prepping for competitions, and I didn't want to do that again this year. So that kind of remotivated me to tighten things back up, stop the BLTs, get rid of the Honey Bunches of Oats, and just kind of change. Also, I talked to my coach and told her what was going on about just kind of the tempting times. So talking to someone and telling them your goals will help a lot as well. One thing that, this is kind of silly, okay, but it's something I've done with my friends before, and it's a trick that I kind of like, and I shared it in one of my Facebook groups this week, so if you already heard it, bear with me. But, okay, so whatever your goal is, and I encourage you to make your goal be something that is habit-based and not results-based. So don't have your goal be, I want to lose 5 pounds. Think about, if that is your goal, that's great, but think about what habits are going to take you there, and then have those be your goals. Okay, so if you think, okay, to lose 5 pounds, I know I need to get in my 5 workouts a week and also not have any BLTs for a month, or whatever it is to stick to reach your goal. So then what you're going to do is you're going to choose a bestie, okay? And maybe it'll be a bestie that's also kind of struggling and wants to set a goal too. but you're going to give them some money, okay? You're going to give them enough money that you don't want to lose that money, but also like a small enough amount that you can afford it. It's not like going to break the bank, right? So that might be $20, it might be $50. I've even had someone give me $100 before. So you're going to give your bestie some money, okay? And then if you reach your goal, they're either going to give it back to you, or, and this is when it gets fun, or they're going to buy you a present. Isn't that fun? I love presents. And so that's why I love to do this, because you're doing it with a bestie who knows you, knows the kind of things that you like, and they get to buy you a surprise. Isn't that so fun? So also, if you don't reach your goal, if you don't do these habits, then they get to keep the money. So that's why you can't give them so much money that it's going to really be a hardship for you if you lose it. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. You want it to be hard because you don't want to lose it. You want to get either the money back or you want to get a present. Isn't that so fun, you guys? So I've done that numerous times where, you know, you find your bestie, you trade some money, hopefully you both reach your goals, your habit-based goals, and then you get to buy each other a present. But you have to make sure that your bestie's going to hold you accountable. And it's not going to say like, oh, I know, here, you didn't reach it, but here's your money back anyway because I know you had to deal with X, Y, and Z. You really want to make sure that they're going to hold you to it, okay? So those are kind of some motivation thoughts I had today. So to recap, and then I'll kind of go through your guys' comments and questions. To recap what I did this week. First of all, I thought about what was my trigger point? And for me, that was when I got home from work and there were snacks out, okay? So a lot of you guys are sharing how you're struggling in these comments, which is awesome. So what I want you to do is get a journal and write down, like Andrea right here says, I've been struggling with snacking late at night. So what she needs to think about, and what you guys think about with your struggling time, is what is the trigger? Is it because you're in the kitchen? Is it because you're bored? Is it because you're actually hungry and you need a little bit more protein in your dinner or something? Is it because you're just sitting around the house with nothing to do? Then I want you to try and think of something that will combat that underlying problem. Okay, so for me, it was the snacks were out and I was coming home into the kitchen and there was nobody home. Okay, so for me, I put the snacks away. And I also forgot to hit, I made sure I didn't even go in the kitchen. I went straight past the kitchen, got on my gym clothes, and then straight back out of the house. So, so think about what you can do to combat that problem time and then implement it. And then also look at your goals and kind of break them into smaller chunks. So if you're working on a big goal or a 6-month goal or a 2-month goal or whatever, break it into even weekly chunks. Say, okay, so to get here, I need to do this week, and then do this next week, this the next week, okay? And also that fun game with a friend where you give your friend some money and then they get to buy you a present is just like the best reward ever, okay? So those are kind of some three tips that have helped me this week. I'm going to go back through, if you guys have any tips, you can leave them in the comments. I'm going to go back through here and see if you guys have any questions. If you have any questions for me, then you can go ahead and act. Let's see. Yes, Jen said she had a cold this week and missed some workouts. It is so hard when you're sick or on your period and you're just not feeling okay. That really affects so many things, right? It affects our minds. It affects our health, really, and like how tired we are, how hard we can push ourselves. It affects our hormones, of course. So that's definitely hard. Sometimes you have to just go through the motions and just get through it and just do what you know you have to do until the cold passes or the period's over or whatever it is. Okay, let's see. A lot of people are saying that you're feeling the same way too. And it's hard right now, right? But you guys, this is the time of year we need to be on our games, right? We need to be on track because we're going to be at the pool in like a month or less than that, maybe. Okay, so some people are asking how I stay motivated to work out. And then Katie asks, or is saying she's having a hard time scheduling her workout. So for me personally, being motivated to work out isn't really the issue for me. Sometimes I'm not feeling the workout, and so it's hard for me to push myself, but I just kind of go through the motions anyway and just get the workout in. It really came from, honestly, just years of consistency, like years, not weeks or months even. But I've been lifting since 1998, and it's just something I've always loved, and so the consistency has really ingrained it. So if you're new to it, I would encourage you to just keep on going and not give up, because that consistency will help you for sure in the long run. So scheduling the workouts, that can be tricky. So I like to always go first thing in the morning, but sometimes my work schedule is different. Some days I'm going to that boot camp class that I love with my coach, Christy Tauti. So I actually on Sundays will open up my planner and I will schedule in my workouts, because if you guys follow me on Instagram and you watch my story, you've seen that I've been doing some workouts in the afternoon some days, sometimes splitting up my cardio and lifting. Every day is kind of a little bit different. So I go through my planner on Sundays and schedule that all in for the week. And then I don't change it. That's what I do. I stick to that. Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying here. Kate is asking, once I lose these couple pounds and reach my goal, is it easy for me to maintain it? I have to be strict to lose anything below 140, but one cheat and it bounces right back up a couple pounds. How do you stay down and make your body think that's the new normal? That is a really good question, and honestly, I don't know. This is my first time ever trying. Usually my body hangs out in the low 140s. Last year when I was dealing with my hormonal stuff, it got up to the mid 140s. So right now I'm at 138. My goal is to be like 134-ish, 135, something like that. So I don't know. It might be hard to maintain. I'm not really sure. I've never maintained that. So I'm hoping, there's this thing, like this idea called body weight set points. And if you can keep your body at a certain point for long enough, then you will just kind of adjust, and that will become your new set point. I'm not sure how long that takes. I've heard 6 months. I don't know if that was just somebody's guess or conjecture, or if there's any proof or science to that at all. But that's what I'm going to try. I'm just going to try to be really, really diligent and just see what happens. You mentioned one cheat and it bounces right back up a couple of pounds. Keep in mind, that's totally normal. And that happens to me too. But by the end of the week, after just being consistent, then that kind of drops back down. That's why you should only weigh yourself on like the morning of your cheat meal, so that it's been a whole on-track week, or you just take the daily weigh-ins with a grain of salt and just kind of watch the fluctuations, because fluctuating is totally, totally normal. Okay, let's see. Everyone's struggling with snacking. It's so hard, you guys, isn't it? Let's see. What is something you guys should do to curb a sweet craving? That is a great question. One thing I do is I have like Hershey Kisses. I can have one Hershey Kiss and suck on that dang thing for so long that it's almost like I ate a whole chocolate bar, because it was in my mouth for a long time. So little bite-sized pieces of chocolate, as long as you can stop at 1 or 2, then that's perfect. Also just making over treats in a healthy way. I do so many things with chocolate protein powder that are healthy but feel like a treat to me. So that's a big thing that I do, and I usually share those on Instagram and Facebook here, so watch for those posts. Someone says, I'm going to use your money game with my mother-in-law because they're going on vacation. That is awesome. Let's see. Water, brushing your teeth. Those are things that I do also. Seriously, you guys, if you brush your teeth, leave the kitchen, brush your teeth. It makes a world of difference. Let's see. Are Zero Everything Monsters, the white ones, okay for you? When I want something, I'll drink one of those. That's a really good question, and I'm going to tell you my opinion, but there are some very, very, what's the word? People that are very passionate about this that will probably disagree with me, but I think everything in moderation. And yes, I think that an energy drink or something like that, if you're really having a hard time, it might make you bloated and kind of give you like an upset tummy, but if you were otherwise going to like cheat and eat the whole house down, then I think that's better. So yeah, I'll definitely pull out a diet drink sometimes if my cravings are really bad. That helps me for sure. Let's see. All right, you guys. I think, okay, let's see. There's a couple questions here at the end. French fries. Megan says her weakness is French fries. She loves them. Any ideas she can make instead of eating those? I actually make just homemade French fries or homemade like potato chips where you slice like just roasted potatoes, and that definitely helps a French fry craving for sure. You can toss them in some olive oil or just even a little bit of like spray, nonstick cooking spray. Bake it at 450 for like 20 to 30 minutes, and it's so yummy. I love roasted potatoes so much. All right, you guys, I think that is all your questions. So those are my main tips that I did this week. Hopefully they help you. If you guys do the money trading game, let me know. It's one of my favorites. I might actually do it. I think I might do that for the next 6 weeks. Anyway, you guys just got me remotivated just talking about it. So thank you guys for jumping on here. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing more Facebook Lives next week. And, oh, as for my progress, I told you guys that on Fridays I would check in with you with my progress. This week I did not see any progress because I wasn't really super exactly on track. And my body, if I am having munchies, BLTs, and I'm not super focused, I don't see results. So that's just how it is. This week was a wash for me, but I am ready to go. Are you guys ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're motivated, because I'm feeling good now, especially after talking to you guys. Thumbs up. All right, you guys are awesome. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.